Hey everybody, I finally got good lighting. Yes! And I don't know if you can tell, you can't really tell because my built-in webcam is kind of crappy, but I can guarantee you that my makeup looks fabulous. It's fabulous. I got told so many times today. But anyways, this is a video response to Ferris Wheel of Blaze. Why do you look like that? And I am going to answer that freaking question. Which is the same answer that she said. Because I want to. I look the way I do because I have moods. I felt like combining purple and gray today. And it came out fantabulous. Like it's just, I'm making it kind of smoky and winging it out from the bottom instead of the top. Ooh. Because I felt like it, pretty much. I felt like it. And I got dressed up in a really nice pinup dress. Why? Because I have many looks as well. And, I don't know, I just have different moods. Like, sometimes I want to look edgy, sometimes I want to look really trendy, other times I want to look like a pinup girl, like legit pinup, not like this new wave shit that, girls can't pull off. And by the way, if you can't do your victory rolls, don't do them at all. Just saying. Anyways, so yeah. Or if I want to look like I'm Morticia Addams because half my wardrobe, or actually most of it, looks like I'm going to a funeral, then I am going to dress up like Morticia Addams and look like I am going to a funeral. Or I can kind of look futuristic with those weird bodysuits. Or get creative. I don't know. It's just fun. And you can't see it because of the lighting, but half my hair is burgundy and the other half is black. You've probably already seen my video on all my tattoos and piercings. I did all that because I wanted to. I did all the piercings because I just thought it was fun. It was like all on a whim. The only one I thought about was this one. That was the only one that I thought about, really. And all the rest were on a whim, and I can take them out, and that's that. They'll be gone. Whatever, it's not a big deal. My tattoos I can hide, or, this one covered up with makeup. Whatever. Not a big deal. I promise you, it's not. And she also talks about, like, people doing it for attention. And I think that's kind of a coin toss, because there's always going to be that one person who's an attention whore and has to have, like, something like Lady Gaga-esque and walk around in weird fucking shoes like me. Don't say anything. But yeah, and just be like, look at me, look at me. But other people, like me, just have weird taste, or like eclectic, eccentric taste. So you buy those odd ball items that kind of you never really wear because you don't have anywhere to wear them to, or I don't know, you have no reason to, but you just like them and you're kind of a collector of sorts. Just saying. And then there's people who actually legitimately, and I'm going to correct myself, like that style, and they like, like doing crazy makeup. Well, this isn't crazy. To me, it's not. Doing crazy makeup, or, getting pierced, tattooed, dyeing their hair, like, you mainly, like, for the most part, I think people do it for themselves. They don't do it for the attention. So yeah. Yeah. I don't get up in the morning and go, oh my god, who am I trying to impress today? I wonder. No, I don't. I'm sorry. I don't. And she also mentions that people are arrogant, in a sense, by judging you. And I kind of want to debate on that. I don't really think it's arrogance. I think it's ignorance. Because I think there's 3 types of people. There's people who are really into piercings, and they're like, really heavily pierced and stuff, and they usually have tattoos, but they're different than the second type of people who are like really into tattoos. And then there's people who don't have any. And I feel that the people who don't have anything are more judgmental. And I don't mean like everybody of that group, I just mean like a small percentage of that group or population of people like to have a nose problem. And that nose problem is keeping it out of your fucking business. That's all. And I just feel like they're ignorant in the sense that they can't accept people for who they are, and they can't accept something that's out of their comfort zone. They can't accept the things that people will do, and the fact that they can't accept, and they don't like change, and they don't like, that out of the boxness that's becoming inside of the box-esque. So, that's my 2 cents. There's a lady that, I have 2 stories, completely different. I worked at a boutique, a really expensive one, high-end boutique, and it was before I had all this. I just had 1 piercing in my nose, I had a Medusa, and my ears were like a lot smaller. Like, these are zeros, they're not that big, but they were a lot smaller then. And I had an outline of my tattoo, which I could cover. I still can. And, which is also proof that I'm not doing it for anyone else, I'm doing it for myself, If I can cover it up, I'm doing, like, yeah. So, and she was just like, oh my god, why are you defacing your body, and why are you ruining what God gave you? And I'm just like, okay. 1, I don't think I'm defacing or defiling my body in any way, shape, or form, because if I wanted to dye my hair back to auburn, which is its natural hair color, I could, or just like brown and be boring. No offense to people with brown hair, I just want to dye my hair a lot. But, and then I could easily take out all my jewelry and be clean. I could hide my tattoos, or laser them off if I wanted to. I mean, what do you care? And she was just like, you're never going to get hired anywhere, and no one's going to want you, and, you're so beautiful, and you're just ruining yourself, you're making yourself ugly. And I was like, wow, gee, thanks, get out of my store. And so I just really didn't appreciate that judgment. It's just a really rude, and it's a real slap in the face. Just because you don't like the way I look, I don't like the way you look either. So I don't say anything. Like, if you want to look like crap, then fine. I don't care. I don't care. And, yeah, and she totally contradicted herself. She was like, I'm not prejudiced, and I'm not biased, but, because she was, like, in the hiring and firing department, she was like, if I had 2 people who were of the same, caliber, and the same, qualifications, or both equal, but one had absolutely no piercings, no tattoos, and the other one had, I don't know, like a nose ring and tattoos, but were able to be covered, which in that sense that she said it, I didn't understand, because if you could cover them, then how could you tell that they had them in the first place? Are we making the connection here? Because I am. And so she was like, but I would hire the person that didn't have anything. And I was like, oh, so you are ignorant, and you are biased, and you are prejudiced, because you just contradicted yourself. Because if that person could take out their nose ring, and then again, who the fuck cares about a nose ring? Seriously. Like a little stud, a little stud like that, who cares? But, I mean, you could take that out. If it was like a real, corporate job or whatever, you could just take that out. And then as far as the tattoos, I mean, you can just cover them up. Big deal. Who cares? And on the opposite side of the spectrum, at my job today, there was an Indian lady, and I was admiring her nose ring. It was so just beautiful. It was just, really traditional, like, Indian style, like, jewelry. And I thought it was just so beautiful. And I had to ask her where she got it, and she wrote everything down for me. And she was just like, oh, your nose is pierced too. And then she was like, got kind of surprised because I have double. And she was like, are they going to merge into one and make one big hole? And like, then the whole face is just going to be like one big hole. And I was just like, no. So, yeah, but she was accepting of that. And, she wrote everything down for me and all that. And she's like, oh yeah, my daughter has her septum pierced, and, I really like the Medusa. You need a diamond stud. Like, you're a diamond girl. You need diamonds. Like, she was just really into diamonds. And, okay. Well, diamonds are a girl's best friend, so what can I say? But anyways, but yeah, so it also depends on, like, the culture and the people you're surrounding yourself with, because obviously, that clean-cut woman, probably grew up in a place where it was unacceptable to have modifications, and versus an Indian woman where it's very common for them to have, nose rings and have, like, very large jewelry a lot of times. And other places, where they stretch their ears, like they, do their septums, like it all depends on the culture too. And she was just getting a kick out of my hoops. I don't have them right next to me, otherwise I'd show you. For my ears are gold, and they're weighted, and they're amazing. And she was enjoying that, so I think that also depends as well. And as for touching modifications, don't touch me. No me toques. Don't touch me. If my hair looks like it's soft, silky, and manageable, which it is, then it probably is soft, silky, and manageable. So why do you feel the need to play with it? Stop playing with my hair. You're making it dirty and oily with your gross hands. Speaking of gross hands, I usually use this joke when I'm, like, shaking hands with men, is I'm just like, your hand feels kind of gross, and I don't know which is worse, not knowing exactly where it's been, or having a pretty good idea exactly where it's been. Excuse me while I wash my hands. And that goes the same for my dermal. Don't touch my dermal with your gross, disgusting hands. I don't want to get it infected. I don't want to get it irritated. I don't want it to, like, reject because you're like, hey, can I touch that? And then in the middle of you saying that, be touching it. Get your hands off me. Don't touch me. I don't want to be touched. Don't touch any of my modifications. Don't touch my hair. Don't touch me. That's it. Like, it's being polite. Like, would you like it if I just, like, went up to you and, like, honked your boob, or, like, grabbed your crotch and it was, like, in the middle of it, be like, hey, can I touch it? No. Well, maybe some of you, but, dirty birds, dirty birdies. So yeah, that's about it. I'm gonna stop talking because this is getting really, really long. So